Well, hello, responsible day traders. Good morning. It's Monday, November 29th, 2021. I am Lindsay Duff, and this is Responsible Day Trading. So it's Monday morning. We're going to talk a little bit about what has happened. And I was actually pretty excited when I looked at it because it was like a magnet to the area. So let's go check it out. Listen, I was so excited about getting started in the market today that I completely forgot to talk about the news. So we're pulling this back in and we're going to check it out. So let's look at the news. So let's go ahead and head over there and let's see. We actually have quite a lot going on this week. Today, Monday, we have a couple of speakers. These will all be after market opens. So these might be some good market movers at 9 a.m. Central Time. And then we can also see we've got something a little later on in the afternoon. So maybe get it boogieing a little bit as the market moves throughout the day. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., we've got some testifying going on, which could move the market for sure. And definitely this news. So there's a lot going on this week. So we can see on Wednesday, we have some pre-market. Then we have once the market opens and just a few minutes after those also. So just be prepared for these kind of things. Thursday's pre-market, so won't affect a lot of us. And Friday has a few things going on as well. So guys, you just want to be really aware of these things. You do not have to be out when the market has news come out. You do not have to be out of the market when the news comes out, but you want to be aware because it can really move things. So you may be tightening your stops, you may be exiting trades, you may be just thinking about the right thing to do at that time. But anyway it goes, just be aware. Check out responsibledaytrading.com/calendar and market news in order to see what you got going on this week as well. So now let's head back over to the market. Okay, so you see this little box over here in the corner? Guess what? That is the box that we drew on the daily chart a few weeks ago. And I've been talking about this area, coming back to it, and look, like a moth to a flame. It came. I can't grab this box. There we go. I'm just going to slide it over just a little bit so it can be right in that spot. And you can see right there, it moved right on over. Guys, this is amazing. This is exactly what I had anticipated. Did I anticipate it to move that much in one bar? Absolutely not. I thought it was going to take a couple of bars to come down there, which meant a couple of days. But in one day, it went from the 4,700 area close down, trying to get down towards the 4,500 area. Didn't quite make it there yet, but right down to that area that held. Now, do I think this is just going to stop on a dime? Probably not. We got that same look, just like we anticipated right over here, where it pulled up to that, tried to pull up towards that next bar, that next Bollinger Band, and just push through. And we didn't even get the blue BB over here. I don't know if you pay attention to my Monday morning posts, but I was talking about how when it pulled back in here, these BBs hadn't done anything. We had a nice snapback through the MACDs, pushed through, and now we're on the other side of the Bollinger Bands. So what we may see is something like this where it tries to pull back up but keeps going down further, and maybe even give us something similar along the lines of this, or something similar along the lines of this. Do I expect it to push through and get back below here? No, I absolutely do not. Not at this time. I don't expect it to come back below this area, but this was an area we were watching for a very long time. Then the area moved to right here, making those new highs, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Is this going to be a higher low? Are we going to push through and exceed this area and start making moves to the downside? Only time will tell that kind of thing, but we can watch and be a participant in it. So let's go ahead and look at the 28,657 really quick. 28,657, boom, right down to that box. Man, that was just such a giant move that happened. And it looks like we really tried overnight to move the market back to the upside. Now, we're inside of those EMAs on the 28,657. The direction on the larger tick chart right here is definitely still down, but it looks like it may be trying to shift that direction on our smaller tick charts. So if we look at the 10946, the 1597, and the 233, obviously the 1597 and the 233 have already shifted back to the upside. They got back above the EMAs, back above the zero line. Now we have moved back below the zero line here, but we couldn't pull away from the EMAs. We want to see where we really pull away and come back and start making new lows to really trust in both those price and MACDs being below the zero line and below the EMAs. Once we got below the zero line here, the MACDs could not continue pushing past the area that got us back below it. And right now, it has definitely set us up, or just a little while ago, it set us up for a move to the upside. I don't know that I 100% trust it. I don't know that I 100% trust it. And I'll tell you why. Just being back above here, and we are back above the zero line, the direction has technically shifted to the upside. But just as we struggled to pull away from the EMAs in this area, we're struggling to pull away from the EMAs to the upside in this area. We pulled away, pulled back in, pulled away here. We didn't exceed that high. Now we're barely pulling away. So the things that are in favor and the things that are against this move to the upside. Let's talk a little bit about that. The things that are in favor are, yes, being back above the EMAs and the zero line here. And definitely looks like it's trying to get back above here, although we are creating a bit of a wedge here, right? So we're trying to create a wedge. What happens in a wedge? We're going to break out in one direction or the other. And so with wedges, you don't want to take that move after it's already taken off from that position, because then we could be seeing the push back down happen right about here. So let's talk scenarios really quick. If these MACDs rolled out of this bottom Bollinger Band and pushed to the downside, and we got retracement divergence, which retracement divergence is when the price pulls back, but the MACDs don't pull back quite as much. So we can see the price has already pulled back at least 50% of this move to the downside. The MACDs are probably about 10% of that move back up so far, which says that they're struggling to move back to the upside just yet. Oh, don't want to delete all those. That would not be fun. So it's 6:40 in the morning. Sometimes I trade this early if it gives me some really good material to work with. I mean, if I was going to trade this, it would have had to been from right here at the last final move. This is really where it should have come from, but right in here for right now. And I'd be looking here going, ooh, it's starting to slow down. The BBs are starting to get white. We haven't quite pushed in like I want. The MACDs here are still not rolling quite to the upside. And remember, these are live MACDs. So these BBs will move with the price as it's moving. So for me right here, right now, it's a little bit of a watch and wait, especially with this giant move we saw to the downside. And some people would want to say this is a giant move to the upside, but in reality, it's just one big bar. It's one big bar that moved us to the upside. We got around this area. We're just kind of hanging out. So really watching, is this the spot that we're going to push to the upside? Is this the spot we're going to move to the downside? We got a lot of junk in the middle. Were there opportunities? Absolutely. To pull back here or the little pullback here. There was moves to the downside. There were moves back up. I mean, there were opportunities to definitely make some money as we're watching these markets. But right now, I think I'm going to let it work itself out a little bit. We're going to take a breath, see what's happening. I've got a few things to take care of. And I'll consider if I'm going to trade a little later or not. So we'll see. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'd really like to take a long right here. No, don't do it, Linz. Don't do it. You're getting sucked in. You're getting sucked in, especially when I see this MACD still struggling to roll to the upside. That's a sign. It's struggling to roll up. Let's look one more time back at the 28,657. and just say, hey, we're still at this area. Ooh, it looks like it really wants to. It's going to give it a shot, but I may see it pull back up to this 650 area, still be inside of the EMAs and push down. So I do love the divergences that it came off of on the 28,657 as the price is moving down. And the MACDs said, hold up. We can't quite hold up. Now, I mean, it already did its job. It pushed the market back to the upside, which is what we anticipate when we see these divergences. But it doesn't mean that it's going to go forever. It just means it's pulling it back to an area where we could possibly watch it move back down, or we could see it go back to the upside from here. So as you know about me, I am an immediate trader. So I trade what we see happening immediately. And the longer term, can I read it? Yes. Do I feel comfortable sitting there waiting for it to happen? No. So I'd rather make my money, get out, and not have to worry about what's going on with that. I leave my stocks open for that kind of thing. So long story short, I'm going to wait this out just a little bit. A little part of me wanted to take the long for a moment there, and I said, hold on, Lindsay, you're definitely not in it for the mindset isn't with it right now. So just held on a little bit and waited. I'll probably be a little bit in and out today. Still don't have hot water. I don't know if y'all know, but I haven't had hot water for almost a week, a little longer than a week. I've been moving back and forth from other people's houses to take hot showers. Now people say, oh, Lindsay, why don't you just take a cold shower? It's supposed to be good for the mindset. Let me tell you, it's like 55 degrees outside right now. And the answer is no. No way am I going to take a cold shower. Maybe one of these days I'll condition my brain back into being able to do that. But for now, it's going to be a hard pass. So one last thing, guys, don't forget we do have some discounts going on for you profit trader that will last until tomorrow. The discount for the 40% off is Cyber UPT, and the code for getting 40% off of your resets is reset 40. And guys, those are both good until tomorrow. So, or through tomorrow. So make sure you're checking those out. Responsible Day Trading also has a discount, CM40, to get 40% off the vault through today. So hope everybody has a great day. I'm so grateful that you're here with me. And as always, you know that I look forward to catching you on the profitable side.